Everyone, I just want to share this weekend. The Halloween Moon Market is happening Saturday and Sunday with 40 plus local vendors, including yours truly. So you can come find me there on Saturday with my artwork laid out. I'll be selling my originals, prints, sketch cards, stickers. There's going to be a lot of fun things going on that weekend. Pumpkin carving parties, costume contest, live music. Plus, you can go downstairs and have yourself a cold brew. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Hope to see you there. Mark your calendar. Or just set an alarm on your mobile device, on your watch, or whatever. And yeah, let's have some fun. Also, Creatures of the Night group art show is still currently displayed at the Camel, and it will be up until November 2nd. And I do have one of my works up there. It's called Nevermore. Be sure to check that out before it goes down. That's about it. Now, start the countdown. So, he was he was showing, at least to me, he was showing behavioral uh um showing behaviors of like maybe he might have like ongoing or on setting oh my god, damn it, G. Cue the music. Um
G's gonna stick the landing on this one. He's gonna say the right words.
oh my god, dementia. Thank you. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Rated G. I'm your host, G TERADO. If you are new here, welcome to the show. This is an art podcast where I typically sit down with fellow local artists and creators to help promote them to the public, their craft and specialty, while having honest discussions and conversations about the creativity in itself, as well as other aspects in life. So if you enjoy this content, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, whether you are tuning in on audio platforms or if you are watching on YouTube. Please subscribe to my channel, ring that notification bell. That way you can keep up with all my current uploads. And also check out the show notes. I provide links to my active platforms as well as links to my featured guests in case you want to continue to follow us outside the podcast. You will find information in the show descriptions. And for those of you who are tuning back in, returning listeners, returning watchers, thank you for your continued support. And yeah, welcome back. Now, as I said in the beginning, I typically feature artists or even just friends that I know. And I usually feature them on the show, but lately I've been doing some solo recordings. It's just nice to shake things up. Plus, I I really do take it as talk therapy, so it's nice to sort of just share instead of, because today's society is very uh uh delicate, right? A lot of people with uh trigger issues. So to avoid any, you know, backlash and just to avoid debates on social media, uh, I'm just gonna talk my shit here on the podcast. Right? I mean, I've been doing that all along, but I'm like really, I don't know. I guess I'm just like really addressing it now more firmly, because this is like an ongoing thing. Sometimes I'll post something, just like an honest personal opinion on some heavy subjects, controversial topics. So, and I'm okay with taking backlash. That's fine. I believe in education and on all interactions, but often it's just the keyboard warriors, the social justice. Yes, I have a hard time saying this word. Social justice warriors. They just really love to lash out on you. Um, Also, real quick, I want to address something that I don't know. I mean, I think I do it. I do it all the time. But the last episode, if anyone watched it, especially if you watched it, man, I didn't realize. I know I do it, but I didn't realize how many times I do it. Maybe it was just this particular episode. I know I do it quite often throughout any podcast, but this one I was like, damn, I'm fucking doing it a lot. But I keep scratching my nose. I keep rubbing my nose. And um I don't know the reason for it. I don't know if it's like sometimes I sometimes I think it's to gauge whether or not I'm having allergies. Like allergies are slowly creeping up because that's been like a factor. Uh I know I addressed it lately on an old episode, but I assure you, if you're watching, like, like not that it matters, like, because unless you like personally know me, if you know me closely, intimately, I don't do coke, so that's usually one of the indicators of of a coke head, just like always sniffling and rub my nose, scratching my nose. But honestly, like I need to clear my pores. I need to get one of those tools because I be working on them. I know I'd be squeezing them out. It's real gross, I know. But I don't know if it's like an impulsive thing, an obsessive thing where if I see one that's real bad, I'm sure people out there relate. You see one and you squeeze one out, and there's like that weird, like, there's that satisfaction. I mean, there's a fucking what reality show out there. I don't know if it's still going, but the pimple popper, right? I forget her name, but she's known for just like popping these nasty pimples and like cysts and all that gross shit. But there's a weird satisfaction depending on how bad the pimple is or the cyst. But there is like an odd satisfaction, perhaps um cathartic. Is it catharticism? Is that a word? But there, like there's like it's kind of cathartic when you watch something like that, or you're dealing with something like that, and you just fucking get rid of that shit. It's like I can go on about my day. Yes, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's why I I be like scratching my. Also, I need to trim my mustache. So again, this is really for the people watching. If you're just listening, my mustache is starting to grow out, and when it grows out, it curls up. Like that top layer always like curls up, and it tickles my nose. So I gotta trim that shit. So again, I just feel I should address that because I probably will be just scratching my nose a lot. And if you watch the last episode, which is it's when I recap my North Carolina vacation with my wife, and I talk about TikTokers basically. Um, so yeah, I was doing it a lot, and I tried to catch every time I did it, and I would do like this extreme close up on it on my nose, or like just like that. So I don't know. I kind of hope um if anyone does watch it, I hope you actually. I mean, it's hard to do an hour in one sitting for some, but yeah, if you're watching, like, I would like you to comment in that video, in that episode, how many times you caught it, because I don't even know. I should have kept count of how many times I had to do that edit of the close up. But yeah, that'd be funny. Or maybe even comment on this episode too, since I'm talking about it right now. But anyway, let's get back to what I was talking about before. What was I talking about before? uh yeah, I don't remember. So, okay, that's cool. All right. So yeah, normally maybe I was just talking about before how I normally have guests. Maybe not. I don't know. I can't remember. Oh well. uh let me get to okay, so yeah, I've been doing more of these solo episodes. I think that's basically what I was talking about. Is just doing more solo recordings. It is nice to shake things up, right? I said that. I'm pretty sure I said that. But yeah, I do take this as like talk therapy. The social justice warriors, right? So yeah, um I'm gonna try to keep because I think when I do solo episodes, right? It's a bunch of things I like to get into, but I think I'm gonna try to be a little more topical on my solo episode so that it's not completely all over the place. Um, try to separate all of my interests, all the things that are going on. Because I try to stay aware, but I try not to dig too deep because then all my focus I don't I just want to be aware of what's going on, just be aware enough. Uh but don't want to like spend too much of my time and energy and even just the worry of you know a lot of the issues that are going on. So yeah, this episode particularly, if you haven't noticed by the title, if you didn't get the title, then maybe you're too young. I get yeah, right? Because it's a fucking Nelly reference right there. Andele, andele, mama, AI, AI. Uh-oh, what's happening now? So it's a reference to fucking EI. Andele, andele, mama, EI, EI. Uh-oh, what's happening now? Oh wait, what's I forget. That's not the right lyric right there. But anyway, this episode's about AI for the most part. Because I do talk about AI a lot, especially as of late. I mean, it's in a lot of conversations, right? But when I do have my guests, we get into that as well because AI is taking over the artist part of life. Art AI creations. When we're talking paintings, I've mentioned music, poetry, speeches. They got like the deep fake with the voice deep fakes. It's crazy like how much you can get. I don't know. I don't want to say get away with AI, but just how much AI is really kind of taking over. And it's always doom and gloom. But yeah, I do have a strong interest with AI. I mean, I'm no intellect. If you know who I am, you know damn well I am no intellect. I guess I'm just so fascinated by our just how much integrated we are with technology. Like I'm just fascinated by the human reaction, the adaptation, all of that with humans and technology, and seeing how much it changes people. Of course, I'm talking about myself as well. Um, but yeah, so there have been some articles that piqued my interest. Now some of them are kind of old, so I'm sure some of the data, whatever, is um it might be different now, or it might be they might still be at where they are when these articles were published. They came out, I'll say, like late August, early mid September. You know, so we're already hitting the end of October. So I just these were articles that popped up, that piqued my interest. Also, because if you're not familiar with my artwork, I have a current art series called Tech Utopia, which is just my perception, my interpretation of a really a dystopian world. So it's more I don't want to say the aftermath of the technology taking over, post-apocalyptic. People often say it gives off a steampunk vibe. But yeah, check out the link in the show descriptions if you want to see more. But anyway, that's why I have this fascination with technology, just because of that, just how we're adapting to it. And I tend to observe and take in the sort of negative aspect of a person being just completely consumed by technology, their devices, and the internet and all of that. So as my dear friend Nick Mokoviak, fellow artist, uh, and educator, he's an educator, teaches art as well. He says my work is rather prophetic.
I
That
think
would
your drawing series is actually like prophetic in a lot of ways.
Oh well,
Or
thank you.
where I'm like, geez, a soothsayer. That's like he's seeing into the future. It's gonna be like a documentary in like years. It's like G Terado saw into the future. He knew it. He knew it was coming.
Prophetic. Prophetic. Anyway, yeah, so I got a few articles here. And the first one is also because like some of the stuff is kind of like I'm gonna try to lighten things up, towards the end. That will always be the goal on each episode of Rated G, is no matter, sometimes we go down this dark path and we just kind of, we get very uh raw on certain subjects. So, the goal is always like bring it back up, right? Anyway, so the first article that piqued my interest is Google and Oxford scientists claim AI will soon destroy mankind. That's a lot of skeptics, right? That's a lot of people's skepticism, including my own. But you know, like I'm on this path to try to find comfort in this current uprising. Yeah. So I'm just gonna try to quickly go through the article, and also I should add, I didn't really read these articles until today. Like I glossed over some of them, but I kind of wanted my reaction, my take on these articles to be fresh, because I don't want my podcast to be too scripted. Nah, I mean. So, um, researchers with the University of Oxford and Google DeepMind have shared a chilling warning in a newspaper. In the paper, which was published in AI magazine last month. Now, again, this was published September, so in August, claims that the threat of AI is greater than previously believed. So it's so great, in fact, that artificial intelligence is likely to one day rise up and annihilate humankind. Right? We've all been skeptical of that. I've had my friends on the podcast who have been vocal about that. And yeah, so AI AI is impressive. That it is. That's something I should be more vocal about is how impressive it is, really. Because I'm always kind of like whining about being replaced by AI, being replaced by robots. Especially in terms of with the AI creations. I'm like, fuck. Now we got AI making paintings and shit. Not even just paintings, like animations as well. So, fuck. And like that stuff I went to school for. I have a degree in animation, and now there's an AI that can, there are people, content creators that can just pull up these animations with with an app, or I'm assuming these animations are done through an app now. I don't know. I haven't gotten too deep with that, but yeah, I'm like, shit. I'm about to be put out a job from AI painting apps. Anyway, researchers. Um, hold on one sec. Okay, so it can simulate. Oh, right. So talked about it before, and I never saw the movie. What is it? What's that movie? Top Gun. Top Gun Renegade, right? The latest one with Val Kilmer, right? He was in it. Spoiler alert. It can simulate Val Kilmer's that voice in movies and has helped researchers solve complex problems multiple times. Now, though, researchers uh post that the threat of AI is greater than we ever thought. Um, they published their findings at the end of end of August, according to the paper that they hold on. I don't want to read the whole article. I just want to kind of get to the where was it that they kind of speculated. All right, chief among these assumptions, the researchers believe that AI's intervening in the provision of their rewards would have consequences that are very bad. Michael Cohen, one of the authors on the paper, tweeted this month. Cohen says the conditions the researchers identified show that the possibility of a threatening conclusion is stronger than in any previous publication. Additionally, the team says that the threat of AI is building based on an existential catastrophe, and that this is not just possible, it's very likely. One of the biggest problems Cohen and his fellow researchers note is that more energy can always be put towards a problem to bring it up to the point where the AI is rewarded for what it has done. As such, it could put us at odds with the machines.
He knew it. He knew it was coming.
What do you guys think about that? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Let's see, quote unquote, the short version. Cohen writes in his Twitter thread. I said thread. Oh my god, thread is that more energy can always be employed to raise the possibility that the camera sees the number one forever. But we need some energy to grow food. This plus us in unavoidable. Oh my god, there's typos in here. This puts us in an unavoidable competition with a much more advanced agent. With that in mind, it sounds as if the threat of AI could change based on how it is taught. The number that Cohen is referring to here is based on a test to force the AI agent to reach a certain number. And once it has been shown a way to do that, it could use more energy to optimize reaching that goal. It's an intriguing proposition and one that shows why so many are worried about the threat of AI. So yeah, that is very interesting. You know what he says about the energy could be used to optimize like just how much energy we're putting out, I guess, toward is that maybe I'm understanding that wrong, incorrectly. Or let me read that one more time. Yeah, he says we need some energy to grow food. The input of energy on, I guess, this chase here with AI. Uh, yeah, I feel like I talked about it like a long time ago. Feels like I don't even know if I even talked about it on the podcast, but I feel like I've had this thought at least like, you know, sometimes I feel like depending on the result can man, how what was I'm trying to find the right wording. Um I don't know, I always had this thought of like, if there is like the result sometimes depends on the intentions of the experiment, the research, whatever it is you're pursuing. Like the results are sometimes gonna end, like if they're poor results. No, that doesn't make sense. I'm gonna have to rethink that. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I've had this thought in my head of like, man, with certain creations, sometimes like there is like a unfortunate um effect because the intention was bad. Does that make sense? Right. I mean, you can apply that to so many things. So it really, again, it really depends on what the context, the subject matter we're talking here. But, with AI, it's like, I don't know, it's such a helpful tool, but it can be like, I just feel like, and again, maybe I'm misunderstanding this article, but I do feel like man, that investment on that, right, on AI, even though it's a very helpful tool, sometimes I feel like that investment, all that energy could be put into sustenance, like growing food, doing things more organically. uh I don't know, that's just my opinion, but like my opinions can change. And again, I feel like I may actually be misunderstanding this article, but it's still understanding, and it is like, you know, this ongoing speculation that people have. So that's yeah. Anyway, moving on. The world's most advanced humanoid robot, full conversation, but it addresses, because there's a video that went around of the robot addressing the fear of world takeover. Right, it addresses of people's speculation of one day, we're gonna have, it's gonna be like Terminator. Robot wars, um Skynet. Yeah, but in the video, it addresses that concern, and and I actually watched it. Maybe some of you may have seen it when it was actually going around. I'm late to the game because this is like, again, this is an older article, came out last month. But yeah, it's interesting because I've been wanting to watch it, but it's so freaky. Um, but yeah, I thought this was interesting. This is actually something I kind of like. I was like rereading and I watched the video. But if you haven't come across this, says quote, World's most advanced humanoid robot, a mecha, is back flaunting its skills in making a conversation in a recent video from Engineered Arts shows. Robots are becoming more ubiquitous these days. Yeah, we all know that. La, 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 la. All right, so it appears that the humanoid robot of the United Kingdom design firm Engineered Arts is making astounding progress. As per the latest report by IFL Science, a mecha dubbed as the world's most advanced humanoid robot has learned to speak in conversations. The new conversational skills of a mecha are all thanks to a recent upgrade that a team of UK researchers installed in the humanoid robot. The la, la, la. So noticeably in the video, this is in regards to the video. Noticeably, the conversation of the video shows a lag of some sort in the responses of a mecha, which is true. It's like it's kind of funny because it shows facial express. Well, can I do we identify the robot? Is it he or she? I don't know. It's hard. It's kind of hard to tell. But a robot, a mecha, it it does show facial expressions. So, while it's got like this little lag time for the speech, what do they call it? I don't want to call it the speech input. So there's a lag, but it looks like it's thinking. So even though there's like during that time lag, the robot does look like it's thinking of a response. Um, so it's funny because during the conversation, I don't know, just because like this is the artist in me, especially because I also work in a lot of portraits. I'm always looking at facial expressions, facial details. So it's interesting reading the facial expressions on a robot, let alone an AI robot. But it was interesting. There were some people there, like a handful of people. I don't know if they were the researchers themselves or just a group of uh, random people asking questions. And they're pretty. I don't know. I don't know if I should include a clip or anything, but they're pretty generic. Some of them were addressing, you know, AI's place in human society. So in the video, it does address, um, its existence to assist humankind, to assist moreover than replacing. So it was an interesting conversation, educational. Uh, but yeah, it towards the end, it starts to address that we have nothing to fear. They are, as they say, you know, can hold on, let me just read from here. Ameka, got more specific, uh, including complex activities like conducting research, conducting simple tasks as being acting as a companion. So it addresses those type of functions and activities. At one point it it sings, right? I'm doing air quotes here for sings a Green Day song. It really just, but it doesn't actually melodically sing the song. It's just basically reciting the lyrics. But it's still cool. But yeah, I don't know. I thought that was interesting. Uh, I'm just too dumb to really fully comprehend how AI works. Like, how in terms of like how the AI just like gathers information to come up with a response. Like if I'm having a conversation, like it just feels like you're having a conversation with, let's say, I don't want to say too loud, but Siri or maybe Cortana. Is Cortana still real? Like with Google? I guess it's just Google now. But yeah, it just feels like you're talking to them. But I don't know. I guess like when you have an actual robot in front of you with these facial expressions, I'm sure it kind of simulates differently. Like, oh, like, all right, this kind of feels like I'm talking to a person almost. Oh. But I thought that was interesting. Um, Now we're all right, we're gonna get a little dark on this one. This isn't this one's a little more grim. But this one is a little more on this is focusing on Eli Musk's Neuralink. All right, so the article headlines: Battle erupts over alleged grisly photos of brain hacked Neuralink monkeys. Ooh, does not paint a pretty picture, right? Um, Now let me first say that, or they claim that they had not seen the photos yet, but I did read some of the article and judging by the description, not pretty. Um, and I hear Joe Rogan talk about it a lot. It's very intriguing, right? The concept of Neuralink, the use, the purpose for Neuralink, right? It's because Elon Musk, he always says, or not always says, but he has said one day we're not going to need our mouths to communicate, and that's I want to say scary, honestly, because I just my you know when it comes to great change like that, it's just like, oh, shakes me. Um, so I can't imagine not communicating without our mouths. But yeah, so to have a device that allows you to communicate, right? It's like a link, right? You're telepathically communicating. I guess like the ultimate goal also is to be able to see people's true intentions, because I think that would be nice, maybe. I wouldn't say nice. I would say it would absolutely be eye-opening and educational to see one's true thoughts, true feelings, true intentions towards you, right? And if you are one to, what's the word? What's the word? Cueing the music. If you are an attention whore, I guess. No, not an attention whore. But if you are one to value, that's the word. Value one's opinions of yourself, right? We all kind of have that, we all kind of worry a little bit of like how one thinks of us, be it a new friend, maybe a family member, boss, right? All of the above. We all worry about, I wonder, what do you think of me? Right? How real are you with me, bitch? No. So, I mean, that's very intriguing and a fascinating concept. And also there's, I believe, I remember I listened to the Elon's episode with Joe Rogan. He talked about how it could benefit, how it could help with um paralysis, something with the way it would connect to your spine, and just it could just help regenerate the spinal I don't know, I don't want to say tissue, but it could just help regenerate people's oh, what's the word? Paralysis, I get, right? Paralysis? No. I said it before, didn't I? Paralysis. Right? It may be able to cure um that. So that would be great, right? But going back to these poor monkeys, come on, these are our freaking ancestors here. They're not showing any positive feedback here. Let me just get right to what they've demonstrated. Here, let me read real quick. So the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, PCRM, advocacy group said that it had learned that the University of California Davis is in possession of 371 photos of the experimented upon monkeys that were subjected to Neuralink tests, which took place at the school's veterinary lab facilities. So, yeah. Okay. Now PCRM says it learned that UC Davis is in possession of the hundreds of photos, right? I just said that. Necropsies of animals killed. Oof. Yeah. Possession of hundreds of photos depicting, among other things, necropsies of animals killed in the experiment, fulfilling a lawsuit against the school in February over its shielding of the photos, which the university argues are proprietary. What does proprietary mean? I've heard that word multiple times in my life. Proprietary, relating to an owner or ownership. Okay. Yeah, if you don't know, I am bad with words. How ironic, right? For a podcast. Um anyway, proprietary. Okay. So we're trying to skip down to the okay, yeah, here we go. As the release notes, the school has already released hundreds of pages of documents which showed monkeys suffering from chronic infections, seizures, paralysis, and painful side effects following the experiments. I'm trying to, in February. So for now, we don't know how gruesome the photos of the experimented upon monkeys may, or no, that's not Masak. Masak. Whoa, how do you say that word? Macaques. Oh man, I'm sure whoever is tuning in is like, gee, fucking idiot, it's blank. I'm not gonna even try. Anyway, and until the school or Neuralink is forced to give them up, we'll have to. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, their defense was that that they followed the laws and regulations to be able to conduct these experiments, right? I believe that's what they said. Um, yeah, regarding his plan to prevent such harm from coming to animal research subjects in the future. Yeah. So if they fully complied with the state law in responding to PCRM's public records request. Futurism. Oh yeah, that's where I'm reading this article from. Yeah, so that's really unfortunate and fucking horrifying. Just to hear that. But this is just a regular Joe. Just I'm just an artist here. I'm just I'm a nobody. I'm no intellect. So this, you know, obviously it sounds horrific, but I mean, if I was a scientist, I'd probably be more calm about it, more nonchalant. Um, yeah, that was. Yeah, I don't like hearing about you know, especially that like about this. Like I just when I was reading briefly through it, I just imagined like the monkeys having the seizures and stuff, and it's like, oh, and really that's been my one of my main concerns is like what happens if your Neuralink gets hacked, right? Because like that's definitely a repetitive thing that happens with our technology. Things get hacked, and who's to say that your Neuralink device won't get hacked? And what would happen? What would happen? I mean, maybe I'm just immediately looking at the worst case scenario, but I don't I don't know. Like I guess like yeah, I don't know. Like I don't own VR, and I'm trying to like wonder, anyone that owns a VR, what's it like when your VR gets hacked, or is it hackable? I don't know. Like it's not in my algorithm. It's not in my feed, so I don't see any articles claiming, you know, you know, people's VR systems being hacked or anything. But again, I'm just saying, I'm just speculating. Like what what happens if your Neuralink gets hacked? Are you gonna fucking see like you're gonna be like pop-ups popping up in your head or or I don't know. Will you have seizures? I don't know. It's scary. Like, yeah, if your Neuralink gets hacked, would that mean like you'd be giving off uh incorrect signals to other people? Like, are they gonna be misreading you because they're like if like just talking about intentions, right? Are people gonna read your intentions incorrectly because your Neuralink was hacked and vice versa? I don't know. Guess we'll wait and find out. Uh, all right. On the on this last one, and this one's a little more, in my opinion, a little more positive. This is actually something I've thought about, not in depth, but I've always like, man, I wish this because as a pet owner, I wish I knew what my cats were thinking about, or rather, what they were communicating with me. Because if you're a pet owner, you fucking talk to your pets like they're your children. So, and if they respond back, whether they're barking or meowing or cawing, if you're a bird owner, I don't know. but if you were talking to your pet like they were a child, and they're communicating back, like, because sometimes it's like you just try to read by body language too, and just it's like, oh, like this, they get me, they know what I'm saying. And most cases, like if you have a dog and they're well trained, or a cat too, sometimes they're very well trained, they are responsive, right? So it just, I wonder, what they're really saying, right? I mean, there's all these articles and like researches on body language and like sort of facial expressions, especially like with cats, because again, I'm a cat. I'm not a cat, I'm a cat dad. I just caught that. I'm a cat dad. And yeah, one of the things that I didn't realize until I looked it up, but a feline's way of saying I love you are slow blinks. Um, and yeah, so if you want to communicate I love you with your cat, you would blink at them. And also, if your cat likes to sit in front of you but with their back towards you, that's like a sign of protection. That's like them guarding you. So it's a and like I bullshit with my cats. I'm like, how dare you sit in front of me with your back turned to me? Uh, but it's actually endearing. They're there to protect you. So I love that. I love that characteristic with cats. But yeah, this article is this AI could translate animal languages into something humans can understand, and I'm for it. I would definitely support this. A California-based nonprofit organization, Earth Species Project (ESP), launched in 2017 with Silicon Valley investors, including LinkedIn co-founder Reid Hoffman, is leading the initiative. Um, in the plan's first step, machine learning will be used to decode animal communication so that everyone can benefit from its findings. Again, I'd love that. I would really love to have that tool, you know. Because real quick before I get read a little more from the article, like recently we had some major dental work done with Siler, who is the older cat. And I felt so bad because uh he had started showing behavioral changes, like he was crying a lot more at night, um sort of non-responsive to us because he knows his name, or at least I think he knows his name. He looks when we call him, so sometimes he even comes over, right? So he was non he was showing, at least to me, he was showing behavioral uh um showing behaviors of like maybe he might have like ongoing or onsetting oh my god, damn it, G. Cue the music. Um
G's gonna stick the landing on this one. He's gonna say the right words.
oh my god, dementia. Thank you. Dementia. We had a third cat, much love, rest in peace, old man Sanchez. He passed, he moved on at the age of, what was he was like 21, I believe. Old cat. And he had dementia, and he was showing these behavioral patterns. Um so Siler was showing this similar behavioral patterns. I was like, oh no, is he starting to show signs of dementia now? And I started getting really emotional because I think we were rather traumatized through the experience of putting Sanchez down. So like, you know, I guess like hindsight, maybe it was overreacting, but I mean the shit was fresh. Uh so we took him to the vet, and because also we noticed like Siler wasn't eating. He just wasn't showing up for dinner or any of the meal times. So he was just just showing, he was just acting differently, and we find out that he had this major infection in his mouth. And I wish, I wish I had paid attention more closely, or, because like we've all like we would always make comments about Silas' breath stinking so bad. And I don't know, it never came to me to look at his mouth. So we found out he had this major infection. I don't know if it was gums or his tooth. Well, it had to be his tooth because he got it pulled out. So they pulled this infected tooth out, and now he's such a joy to be around again. But yeah, I wish because we're talking to Siler and like, oh, what's the matter, man? Like, you okay? Just to be able to have this AI tool to translate Siler's communication, man, that would have been awesome. I mean, if it were to function correctly, right? Um, yeah, that'd be awesome. But again, I mean, this is way advanced. So again, that's why I back this up. They're the research going into this, because that'd be awesome to be able to communicate with animals, man. I mean, shit, just I mean, obviously, I guess you would have to experiment some way, just as long as it's harmless. But I mean, shit, it would definitely avoid animal experimentation, right? Because then we can kind of get the feedback from the animals themselves. Uh, anyway, so there are some obstacles, some things to figure out. Let me just find my place again. Yeah. So we are species independent. Raskin said to The Guardian, adding that ESP is developing translation algorithms that can be applied to biological systems of all kinds, from worms to whales. So we're talking fucking huge variety of species. Raskin acknowledges that the goal is similar to going to the moon, but it isn't. But again, with these typos, it isn't to get there overnight. Okay. Um, where was it? So the instead, the ESP roadmap involves solving a series of smaller problems to achieve the big picture. These tools will assist researchers in revealing the secrets of species under study using artificial intelligence. Bees, for instance, this is actually kind of cool. Bees, for instance, do a special waggle dance to signal to each other that they should land on a certain flower, which I did not know that. So if you didn't know that, fun fact there. Yeah, which is a form of nonverbal communication. So I think that's really cool. I didn't know that. A noisy, now this is the dilemma here, that a noisy social environment can make it difficult to determine which animal is vocalizing within a group. This phenomenon is known as the cocktail party problem. Though there are seemingly insurmountable challenges facing the group, some progress has been made, such as an algorithm that can generate initiated animal sounds to talk directly with them. So, yeah, actually, this would be great in terms, especially of what I was just talking about. With me and Siler. It's making the AI speak the language, although we don't know what it means yet. Raskin acknowledged. So yeah, to the AI would it'd be like a translator, and actually, yeah, because right there's like those language translators, those devices. It's like a mic, you speak into it, like a little recorder. You would speak into it, and then it'll translate it into the language that you are trying to speak in. Um, I wonder how successful those are now. So I remember seeing some ads for that, and I mean, I don't know how well they actually function, but I mean, shit, I imagine that being really helpful. These are tools that allow us to take off our human glasses and understand entire communication systems. Yeah, that's cool. I would agree. As we can see, artificial intelligence is once again, yeah, breaking barriers. Yep. Um, I feel like there was one more bit that was a good thing to bring up. So artificial intelligence widely used, right, in science, of course. Um, I guess it's just addressing how AI is being used right now. Interestingly, and in a somewhat connection to ESP, Professor Avi Loeb has proposed that artificial intelligence developed by humans could one day maybe identify alien AI and communicate with it. Shit, man, let's just fucking take it one step at a time. Let's not even get into the alien talk just yet, let alone alien AI. Woo! But hey, that's pretty cool. Again, that's something I would definitely support. I would love to be able to talk to Siler and Loki, Troublemaker. But yeah, I thought that was a little more on the lighter side of the AI conversations. Um and yeah, that's it in terms of AI related articles. Um what else? Actually there was, all right, to kind of, to bring in the artistic flavor of the podcast. There was an artist that I discovered recently, who I'm fascinated with because he actually, well, his name is Danny. Now, I'm not sure how to correctly pronounce his name because I tried like going through his channel. I don't think he haven't. I don't know. Actually, if I'm being honest, I don't know if his voice is in any of his content. I'm gonna try to pronounce his name. I might be wrong. If you know who I'm talking about, maybe you can break it down phonetically in the comments. But his name is Danny Hune. Danny Hune Creations, and his last name is spelled Huynh. So I feel like it's Hune. He appears to be Asian. I'm not sure which Asian he is. Filipinos, I feel like especially Filipinos are known to play the guessing game with Asians. So I don't I yeah, his profile doesn't uh say otherwise what his actual background is, but anyway, that's besides the point. He is a phenomenal artist. He builds these awesome, basically like miniature animatronics. So he'll build little animatronics of characters or just just robots, operating vehicles and tools. So it's like just like a, I don't know, I kind of equate it to like a puppet show, like a puppet show you would see in the city, in like New York or something. Maybe you've seen videos of puppeteers, where their puppet is like a musician or even a painter, and they're doing their thing. Like there's music, there's like cool, and I find them adorable just because they're smaller. But these puppets like playing the drums, or one doing yeah, I think there was one I saw, or there is one that does like painting, and he's like sitting at his easel painting. um and I just think those are cool too. Like you know I fancy puppets. And even more with what Danny here is doing with these like machines. Really, it's so cool. Like I'm gonna share some clips for sure. um but yeah, he just got like, there was one video I came across where it's like a robot doing squats. He basically has a barbell and he's doing squats, and then he's like doing deadlifts and shit. It's like it's so cool. I love shit like that. I love that, just the design aspect, everything. It's like it's very steampunk looking. Um, there's one he has a video of this like sort of like road warrior on a trike, and he's got a sword. Man, it's so cool. Again, it's Danny Hune, Huynh Creations. You can find him on on all the platforms. He's got content out there, and they're fucking awesome. So definitely check that out. And yeah, I'm just completely fascinated by these things. I don't know if it's because like as it my upbringing during my childhood, even not so much now, but I've been a collector of action figures. So I don't know if there's like a correlation with that, like why I love this type of work. But yeah, definitely check it out. I mean, obviously, you don't have to listen to what I say, but I highly recommend checking that out. It's really cool. Um, and yeah, I wanted that to be the highlight of this episode after all this AI talk and the poor monkeys being sacrificed to the Neuralink experimentations. But yeah, also, while I bring this home, I want to real quick plug in my availability. That's right. Artist for hire. I am open for commissions from any dimensions, from sketch cards, which is 2.5 by 3.5 inches, to about what size am I working now? 14 by 17, I think. But anyway, various sizes. All right. So yeah, I am open for commissions, negotiable prices, shipping and handling is included. All right. So again, just hit me up through email or my DMs on social media. You can hit me up. We can further talk more on the details on pricing. But yeah, mainly right now, I'm trying to save up and raise some money to help out my siblings. We're trying to fly my parents over for the holidays, so I'm trying to rack up on some commissions to help pitch in money for their tickets. And also, in the future, I'm trying to get involved on more exhibits, more group shows, hopefully one day a solo show, as well as local artisan events. So yeah, if you yourself, perhaps someone you know, are interested on commissioning personalized artwork from yours truly, feel free to hit me up. Spread the word, please. Art makes a great gift for any occasion, whether it's birthdays, Christmas. The holidays are practically around the corner, anniversaries, housewarming, you name it. Art is a great gift. So yeah, if you would like to have some personalized artwork from me, please reach out. I'd love to create something for you, your home, someone you love. All right. And the last thing I want to say is, please stay safe, stay healthy, always observe. And if you yourself are an aspiring artist or creator, remember to embrace the process, the journey, especially the ones that are tough, because that is where true growth comes from. All right. And again, if you enjoyed this content, please be sure to follow, subscribe on whichever you are tuning in with via podcasts or YouTube. Ring that bell, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace out, everyone, and happy Halloween.